Baruchim Abayim, and welcome to Tuesday's Timely Torah Talks Chazaq special program on Tuesdays with special guests. Tonight we have with us our very dear friend Rabbi Yosef Palacci. Welcome, Rabbi. How you doing?
Thank you very much for having me on, and I'm doing great. Hashem, doing amazing.
It's always good to see Rabbi Palacci with his smile and his energy. And tonight's topic, Rabbi, is going to be the best tips for dating in Shalom Bayit. And before we delve into tonight's exciting topic, can the Rabbi please give us, our listeners, a little bit of a background, a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. So first of all, I'd like to mention to everybody, I'm honored to be on this with Rabbi Meirov, who himself does a lot of Zikui Harabim all the time, going out there, it gives us simcha because we have to learn from the Rabbi. They should go out.
Rabbi Palacci, last week we interviewed Rabbi Feinstein. I started saying all these shvachot, and he's like, please stop it.
Okay. Listen, we're doing the Shevach Mitzat, all right? So at the end of the day, regarding my background, Baruch Hashem, what we do over here in Brooklyn, the Flatbush area, we do a lot of outreach. We're talking about from Derech Emet. We have a shul on East 13th TNU. We have like a signature class where from all walks of life. I'm talking about people coming from Great Neck, people coming from Staten Island, people coming from all over Georgetown, Mill Basin, Marine Park. They come on Wednesday night. We have our signature class, a light, awesome, energetic class where everybody gets a piece of what the parasha is about. All these lessons, and that's also on Torah Anytime. You can see all those parashiyot on Torah Anytime, and as well, we have a full-fledged shul, learning around the clock, morning learning, night learning, and it's a zchut that I have to thank Hashem publicly that He gave me that honor to serve the community and serve the Am Yisrael.
Baruch Hashem, Chaz Hashem, amazing Rabbi, does great stuff. He's a frequent lecturer at Chazaq and many other programs. And so, like we said, tonight's topic is best tips for dating and Shalom Bayit, but we'll start off with, I guess, dating. Maybe the Rabbi will connect it to Shalom Bayit some way, somehow.
You got to listen. This is a very big topic. Shidduchim and dating. You got me on one of these topics. They're standing on the hilltop on that. Okay, let's try. We'll do our best.
Okay, with Hashem's help, you'll be fine, Rabbi. I know you. You're good. So the first question is, how does one know when it's time for them to start dating, to start the shidduchim process, to be in the parashat, to start looking for a wife or looking for to go out with the guy?
All right, that's a great question. And the answer to this question is, first of all, we always have to, for every answer, we always have to look out what it says in the Pirkei Avot and the rabbis, Divrei Chazal, Rabbanim. And I've been listening to Rabbi Victor Miller. And if you listen to Rabbi Victor Miller, he has actually a whole 1,000 classes, amazing, life-changing. And he writes over there, as young as possible. Meaning, he says when a girl, let's take a girl, she's finishing high school right away, best as you can. And a boy, he even mentions that as well, about 22, 23. That's what he actually says, mentions. If you're more mature, even younger, 20, the Gemara says 20, if he doesn't get married, pachatz motav. Okay, guy needs a little bit more time, a year or two. Okay, 22, 23. But you never want to extend it too long. You never want to do that. It's like, I remember my Rebbe once said, it's like milk. You don't want it to spoil. You're young and fresh and you look good. Go for it. Don't be afraid. I'll never forget Rabbi Yitzchak Shiner. If you never met Rabbi Yitzchak Shiner, oh, wow. He passed away this past year. I went to his house. I visited one of the Gdolei Hador, Rabbi Yitzchak Shiner. I remember when I was 22 years old, and I was in Jersey. He came to visit one of the big shuls in Jersey, and my father says, Yosef, Joey, I want you to visit this rabbi. He seems amazing. And he was like maybe in the 90s, 80s, like he's the 80s, high 80s. I walk in, I see Kedusha on his face. He looks at me, he says, what's the matter? He's like, I tell him, listen, I'll tell you the truth. I'm 22. I'm getting nervous to get married. I'm going to live with one lady for the rest of my life. You know what that is? I'm thinking, well, and that's it. This is my wife to be forever. I'm nervous. And I'll never forget his reaction to me on that. And he looked at me, he smiled, and he's like, don't be nervous. It's amazing and it's great. Just go for it. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes in life, a guy is like 22, 23, a girl's like 17, 18. She might be nervous. Oh, am I mature enough? Am I ready enough? You gotta just do it. You gotta just do it. And when you do that, you'll see the siyata dishmaya just comes. Wow, where did it happen? Blah, blah, blah. People get nervous. So sometimes that might lead them back. Wait, I don't want to start now. I don't want to do this now. Do it at your prime, Do it at your prime. Basketball players, they have a prime, 17 to whatever, 18, 19 to whatever, 35. The girl and the guys got to know the prime years is years. And the Perkavot says, when a father and mother take responsibility, le'et pirko. When it comes to the prime, do your hishtadlut in order to get married. When I was marriageable age, I'll never forget. Right away, I got on that phone. I asked my friends, who's the shadchanim, who's going out, who's matchmakers, and I went all out. And that's what I did. And Baruch Hashem, right after that, I got married. I got married when I was 23.
Beautiful. Wow. Amazing. So it leads us to the next question, Rabbi Palacci, which is, okay, someone goes or is looking for to go out, but what does one look for in a boy or a girl when they're on a shidduch or they have a, they were suggested a certain boy or a girl? What do they look for?
What to look for in a spouse. Now, this has to do also, by the way, it's everything in life. This is the whole package of dating and shalom bayit. Let me explain. And that is like this. First of all, before you're going out, Rabbi Asher Zelig Rubenstein, he was a Rebbe in Mikdash Melech. And he told us, B'Shem the Hazon Ish, the name of the Hazon Ish, says a girl or guy, a man or woman that has a Keter Shem Tov, that has a good name, that, for example, they get along with everybody. When you get a person in your life that can get along with everybody, then just rest assured, when that person you marry, they're going to get along with your whole entire family as well. They're going to get along with your parents. They're going to get along with your brothers. They're going to get along with your sisters. And that's a very, very, very big pointer. Somebody was going out shidduchim, and he asked about this girl. What's this girl like? And he found out that she's a butterfly. What's a butterfly? What does that mean, butterfly? And he's calling me up, Rabbi, what's a butterfly? I find out. It says butterfly means that this girl can get along with all groups. Like I remember when I was in high school, right? You had the cool group, you had the loser group, you had the middle group, you had the rich group, you had a million groups. Right? I remember when I was in high school, different groups. So now you have all these different groups, and sometimes a person clicks in one group and that's it. And then you have this girl that he's going out with and says, no, she says she's a butterfly. She could go and she could be best friends with anybody in any group, anytime, because they all love her. Because she's the best, or he's the best in getting along with people. You want that girl that gets along with people, that guy that gets along with people, because that it shows that this personality in there. That's one thing. Second thing is that we know is midot, which I think everybody speaks about that. Good character, because at the end of the day, between me and you, and I know you're married for many years, and I'm married for many years. As you go on in life, you see that, a person ages. He's not going to be the same 18, 19, 20, 21. He'll be 50, 60, 70. And then you look back, wait, this person's supposed to be the macho man, the cutest guy, this, that. But at the end of the day, his looks, right? He starts getting gray, right? He starts getting, right? Listen, great people like, it looks sharp, it looks nice. But I'm saying sometimes, oh, wait, what's going to be? My point is the looks change. The looks change. And therefore, a person cannot go and be shallow. Shallow means, oh, I'm only looking at the looks. No, you want a presentable person to be married to? Yes, we understand. But now you're going to only take the looks as the main factor. That's a problem. You got to take the main factor in the shidduchim as midot, because midot, the good character, will always be with that person. The good character that you marry, when the girl that you marry, she's 95 years old, her character traits are like, by the way, honey, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. You understand what I'm trying to say? Her looks might be 95-year-old aged lady, but at the end of the day, her midot are always there, that genuine person that you married. So again, to repeat, first question is, what do you look for? First of all, like we said, a keter shem tov, a person that can get along with people. And secondly is midot tovot, the good character trait. Of course, I'm not going into the religious aspects. Of course, she has to be religious. The person has to be religious. We're not going into that. We're going into, you have all the factors. Now what you look for, make sure the top priority is good character, because that's what stays forever.
Beautiful. Rabbi Palacci, amazing. Very, very inspiring and straight to the point. Love it, love it, love it. Leads us to our next question, which is, what should you do before going out on a date? Like, okay, fine, you're finally suggested a certain guy or a certain girl, boy or girl, right? What should one do to prepare?
The answer, I'll tell you like this, from Rav Shlomo Brevda. Rav Shlomo Brevda, you ever meet Rav Shlomo Brevda? He's amazing. He passed away, but the first time I met him, I literally told every yeshiva about him. He has to come to the yeshiva to speak. And I remember in my yeshiva, I brought him in and they loved him. And every month we got him, almost every other month. He said like this. He said that when you get the first phone call, they're telling you, oh, by the way, you want to go out with so-and-so? Hold on. Put a mute, hold on. Say a perk of Tehillim. Shir lamalot esayna yelari ma'in yavo ezri me'im Hashem oseh shamayim va'aretz. Say with kavanah. Say one perk of Tehillim. Shir lamalot. That's the first. This is the first. This is the aleph bet. You start with daily because everybody knows. And that's the first thing. Second thing, of course, this should be done prior. Should be praying, davening prior, much prior. You don't want to wait till shidduchim and pray. You want to pray. Put the tefillot in the bank in advance.
Oh yeah.
So that's very important. And you should, of course, do the utmost. Calling about that person. My Rabbi was here with me yesterday. Happens to be he's marrying off his daughter, and he was on the phone and was supposed to learn. He says he stopped for like 15, 20 minutes to take a phone call about shidduchim and things like that. And after the phone call, I was looking, I was like, wow, we just lost 15 minutes. I didn't think like that, but he was thinking, oh, you think you lost 15 minutes? No. He tells me, no. You're learning from your Rabbi how to act when it comes to the time where you have to marry off your kids or you have to go on a shidduch. What you're supposed to do is what I heard him every question asking. Every question. Rabbi Miller says, you ask, if they tell you, oh, he's amazing, she's amazing at, lower the notch. You know what I'm saying? And then she said, oh yeah, it's okay. She's a good girl. Oh yeah, she's a good guy. Forget about it, he says. Forget about that. Next. You understand? Because nobody can say, oh yeah, he's bad. But you could hear and sense it on the phone call when you're asking, oh, by the way, you have to have that sixth sense. Wait, how's this boy or how's this girl? And right away, you could feel the vibe. I'll never forget. I got a phone call. This girl from the mother. She called me up. She says, how is this guy? What do you think about him? And I know this person good. And I said, she asked me a spot on question. Like such a question that hit the core that this person does not have. And I froze for a second and I started answering. I'm like, well, like that. Right. She said, Rabbi, forget it. It's not for me. I was like, what do you mean? It says, the second I see it was because she knew she got it spot on. And that person was she wanted a positive. That was a negative. He doesn't have that. That person didn't have that. It was a negative. So I'm like, well, she's like, okay, Rabbi, I got it. So you have to have that sense. You got to, first of all, like we said, say the first pick of Tehillim, you got to pray prior. And the third thing is, like we said, when you're asking those questions, have that sixth sense of feeling things out right away.
Beautiful, Rabbi Palacci. Amazing. And, Baruch Hashem, someone is taking these advice in the middle of dating, is going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates, whatever it is. But how does one really know if he's really connected or she's really connected to the person they are dating? Like, how do they know that it's the one? Or
this is where how do you know if this is the one? How do you know if you really connect with her, or her, or him, or and the answer, by the way, is this is also Shalom Bayit, by the way. So to answer this, I'm going to tell you a story. There's a story with Rabbi Herman. You ever hear of Rabbi Herman? Rabbi Yaakov Yosef Herman, very famous. All for the boss. Exactly. All for the boss. All for the boss. That was one of the first Farim that I read. Like the English one. Oh my goodness, I fell in love. If anybody didn't read it yet, that's like a standard classic. All for the boss. Anyway, so he wrote All for the Boss, and he had a daughter that just got married. And the husband and wife, the Chatan and Kala, was sitting literally right next to each other. They were sitting side by side. And as they're sitting side by side, the girl, his daughter, says to her father, Daddy, you and mommy are sitting so far away. You're on one side and she's on the other side. But me and my husband, we're so close. So he answered her like this. When you're married all these years, even when I'm on this side of the table and mommy's on that side of the table, we're so connected that we're sitting together right next to each other. That's what he answered. He says, but you two, you're just getting married, so you have to feel that connection. So therefore, you have to sit next to each other to feel that connection. We don't have to. And I'm going to tell you a very important point. I'm going to quote you what the Torah says when Yitzchak took Rivka. Rabbi, you ready for this pasuk?
We're ready, Rabbi.
It says, "Vayikach et Rivka." He married Rivka. V'tehi lo leisha. She became his wife, Yitzchak's wife. This is the main thing. Vaye'eheveha. Again, it says after he took her as a wife, the love started generating more and more, because a person has to understand marriage is a buildup. It's not like, oh yeah, you could sense if you connect to that person, right? Now, what about the love of that person? The love builds through years. The love builds through years. As you go on, a husband and wife, they're really one body. It's one goof. It's ishto kegufo. Ad kedei kach, they said there was one, I think it was Rabbi Ber Leibowitz. Yeah, it was Rabbi Ber Leibowitz, his wife. One time she had to ask Havetz Haim a question. So she walked in to ask Havetz Haim a question. Havetz Haim stood up from his chair and said, I am giving respect to the wife of this Talmid Chacham, Rabbi Ber Leibowitz. So he stood up out of the kavod of her. Why? Ishto kegufo, they're one body. And to get that feeling of oneness and everything like that, you feel the connection. A person could feel the vibe as they're going out, if you could feel that. Now, what about the love part about it? That love builds up. The marriage is, let's say, you have a 1-year anniversary, 5-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary, 40th, 50th anniversary. Already the relationship becomes like so strong where it's mamash one body.
Beautiful, Rabbi Palacci. Amazing. Okay, so the next question is, a guy, girl, they're going out, and unfortunately, one rejects the other, or even before going out, they mentioned and they're rejected. So, what's the best reaction to have when you get rejected in a date? What are the young guys? What should everyone?
All right, this is a solid question. How to deal with rejection. Right, that's solid. I mean, it's pretty hard. And of course, to answer all questions, we gotta look back in the Torah to see the answer, to our rabbi, see the answer what our rabbi say, Chazaq say. And this is what do you do when you like that person and you got rejected and she says no or he says no? The answer to this question is found. It's in the Torah. All right, Palmas answers this question. And it's in Perek Kav Daled, and it's Pasuk Mem Tet. This is the story where Eliezer is asking to take Rivka as Yitzchak. And I'll quote. And he talks to his father, Rivka's father, Betuel, and her brother Lavan. And he says like this, Ta'ata, Im yeshkem osim chesed ve'emet, hagidu li. If you want the shidduch, hagidu li, he says. Tell me, you want the shidduch. V'im lo, if you don't want to go out, hagidu li. Tell me yes, tell me no. And what's his next reaction? Ve'efne al yamin or al small. I'll go to the right of me, I'll go to the left of me. And she explains, I'll go with Brother Ishmael or not Lord. Meaning to say, his reaction is, Eliezer has a fantastic reaction. He's like, wait. Let's slow down. You want Rivka? We want Rivka for Yitzhak. You want yes or no? Yes, great. If no, tell me. And if you don't want, tell me, and I'll leave. Ve'efne al yamin al small. I'll go elsewhere. The reaction for rejection is a person's got to move on. It might hurt. Yes, I'm not saying it's not going to hurt. Yeah, it might hurt. Rejection. Nobody likes rejection. Nobody likes to say no. N-O, no. You know what N-O stands for? N-O, next opportunity. Yeah. That's what next opportunity. Said
Rabbi
no.
Palacci, N-O backwards is on. You're on your way to yes.
I know.
Next opportunity. Okay.
The person has to know. In rejection, nobody likes rejection. But that feeling will definitely. And I want to tell you something. I remember there was a person that called me. A girl that called me up, and I pick up sometimes the call. I said, "Who is it?" I don't know who is it. Rabbi, hi, how are you? I was like, who is this? It's like, Rabbi, you don't recognize me? I was like, I don't know who this is. I don't know. Oh, good. Now I can tell you my problem. She wouldn't say. I was like, okay, I don't know who this is. I have no clue. What happened? She's like, look. She starts telling me that her best friend, she was dating a guy. Her best friend and the guy broke up with her, and now this guy went to date her best friend.
Oh wow.
And she's like, Rabbi, this kills me. Well, I can't live. It's just driving me up the wall. So she's like, you got to come. You got to tell me something. I can't go. I'm going to sleep at night. Like, I don't know what to do. I was like, look, this feeling will go away 100%. Rejection lasts and lasts. But the rejection eventually, as Hashem made a bracha of time where as time passes, you'll see that you will, you'll forget. You'll move on. You'll move on. And this is what Eliezer is teaching us. Eliezer is saying, you want? Yes. You know what? It's time to move on. I'll go elsewhere and I'll find it. There's a next time. Yeah, the opportunity. Yeah, it feels hurt. That feeling will go away. And guess what's my next thought is? I move on. I have to move on in life. That's it. Finish. You said no. Finish. Let's go move on in life. And by the way, this is a lesson in everything, by the way. It's a lesson in everything. If you want a job opportunity or you want this or you want that, and they tell you no, what's the reaction? Move on. That's it. A lot of times, sometimes a person's teaching somebody, all of a sudden he says, Rabbi, I want to go to the next, let's say, for example, I want to go here. I want to go to the next level. I want to go this, I want to do that. And I feel like it's time for me to go to Kolel all day. Great. Move on. Go. We'll move on. We'll get other people. And my point is, you got to move on in life. Nothing can bog you down. Even Shalom Bay, even this. Okay, let's say your wife asks you for something, and he said no. I'm sorry, you can't yet. She could either hold it on or she said, "I move on." No, you said no. He said no. Let's go on, or vice versa, whatever it is. He said no. Let's go move on next.
Beautiful, Rabbi Palacci, love it, amazing. Rabbi, we have to move on in the program.
That's it. Chazaq gotta make it bigger, huh? You're just getting started, huh? You're just getting started.
Rabbi Palacci, such chizuk, such inspiration, beautiful words. But unfortunately, we have to end off with our famous last question in these programs. Interview Tuesday's Timely Torah Talks is one final message, Rabbi. One final thought for our broad audience that you want to leave with us. Last takeaway.
Definitely. Last takeaway is like this. What we said on this podcast, and I kid you not, if you see what we said in this podcast, it's a very, very important. It's not, this is not one of those things where, okay, fine, I heard it, great, Tuesday talk is over, I'll see you later. This is one of those talks where a person, whoever he is, to go over it, I'm being very serious, to go over what we said. It's something to go over and pass it on to someone that needs it. because really we covered awesome pointers from our rabbis and from the Torah. And there's a lot of people out there that need this advice. And the going take home is you got to review this and pass it along to ones who need it. Don't just say, okay, the talk is over, I'll see you later, and boom. No, think and try to help other people. There's a friend out there, she's not married. There's a guy out there, he's not married. Let me give him some of this talk to hear what the Torah says about shidduchim or about shalom bayit or about whatever it is. And when you go through it, you will help that person. And all it is, it takes a little bit of a forwarding or call them up on the phone. By the way, you got to hear this talk from this Rabbi Youre, Rabbi Palacci. That's all you have to do, just one little thing. And guess what? It'll be beneficial to that, because I'm not saying what I feel. I'm saying what our rabbis are teaching us and what the Torah is teaching us. And what you're doing is you're spreading Torah by spreading this talk.
Beautiful, Rabbi Palacci, and that's the most important thing one can do, is to spread to Torah, to the Harbatzat Torah, to spread Torah to the masses, and into the biggest mitzvah. We always talk and mention and encourage people to do this at Chazaq, to spread Torah, to encourage people to not only come yourself, but to bring others as well. So Chazaq Baruch Yeshakrach Rabbi Palacci for the inspiring words. Ashrecha, Yagdi Torah, continue.
Thank you very much. And we got to do this more often. And anybody needs more shiurim, all the shiurim Torah anytime, correct?
That's
all
right.
the Torah anytime as
Yeah,
well?
everything's there.
Good, beautiful. So, and likewise, as well, by my end, we have everything on Torah anytime. Baruch Hashem, they're doing a great job as well. So B'ezrat Hashem, let's spread more Torah. Let's review the lessons. And Rabbi, I want to thank you very much, and all the listeners for listening into this podcast. I'm very honored that you had me as a guest, and hopefully I'll come more often, please.
Chazaq Baruch Rabbi Palacci, Chazaq Baruch Yeshkach to all the listeners. Every single Tuesday's Talmid Torah Talks, Chazaq's Tuesday programs available on all the podcasts and all these different platforms. I don't even know how this works. God bless our office staff headed by Rabbi and co and team. And have a great night. And please join us every single Tuesday and every single program. Rabbi, all the best. Thank you.